just gonna start talking once I get one viewer. Okay, I got a viewer now. I can actually start talking and venting now. I have trust issues. I hate having trust issues because, like, I feel like I am about to cry, and I have trust issues due to past trauma in one of my exes. Because my ex, if you haven't watched, I lost a viewer. I feel like when I go like this, they leave. Oh. But I never used to have trust issues or question anything till my ex. And because I never really questioned if, like, my ex, like, my exes were cheating on me. I always could trust them, tell her, because after she cheated on me and pretty much manipulated me, that's what she did, for me to stay with her and with him. Okay, I got a viewer now. So, like, I have trust issues due to my last ex, and because she cheated on me and manipulated. That is what she did. She manipulated for, like, to convince me to date both of us at the same time. I don't know why I went along with it. I was being stupid, but I would always, like, because I was at her house a lot, like, a lot. I could always see her, like, computer and what she was saying, even though she was blatantly, like, right in front of me, flirting with other people, not even, like, people she knew, people online, and she would say, like, stuff like, I love you, heart, 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 and, like, when I try to say to, I love you in person, she would be like, okay. And, like, when you think you're in love with someone, that really hurts. I wasn't, now that I look at it, these were almost words. Now that I look at it now, I was not at all in love with her. No. I was blind. And I can relate to a song right now. I I had an ex that cheated on me once, but that's only because I just caught him trying to flirt with my best friend. I knew my best friend wouldn't, like, do that to me, so I knew it was all him, and she showed me texts too. And I didn't really like him, but this girl I liked a lot. She was like that one. So we had this friend group. There was my friend Coda, Valerie, Liana, and blah 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 blah. She convinced me to start a fight with them and just leave the group. Convinced me they were toxic people. I mean, yeah, like, a little bit, but, like, everyone's a little bit toxic in, like, their own way. Because I was blinded by her, honestly. I didn't want to leave them. I mean, I kind of did just so she would be happy, but she told me she was getting bullied. She had bruises all over her, but then at the same time, I've witnessed her, like, fall down, and she's clumsy, really clumsy. So, like, I didn't know really what to believe. I was trying to defend her, I guess. I remember the first time I met her was at a group meetup with like all our friends is like there. I finally officially got to meet everyone that day because I've been chatting with them like through texts because I don't go to the same school as any of them. And then like she stood out to me. She was different. I was like kind of like grunge met bubble bubblegum music. I don't know. I was like in between those two. I wasn't really picky, but I would definitely have my grungy days. And I think that day I was actually dressing pretty grungy. Um, but like I saw this like really pretty redhead, like wearing a skull t-shirt of like a band cover or whatever, and like baggy jeans. And I was like, oh my god, she is my type. So I remember sitting on the grass while like the group was doing their own thing with her. She was like obviously flirting with me. She was super nice. And then my friends, like a few months later, I go through a couple people. She tried to kill herself like a couple months before we started dating. My friend Coda convinced her everything was okay. And she doesn't need to do that. So obviously they weren't like toxic people, but she convinced me they were. And oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. And we were chatting for a bit, off and on. And then I don't know what made me do this, honestly. I asked her out. I had a pretty big crush on her, I would say. I thought she was the one that was at least going to last longer than everyone else I've dated, because I have been with some pretty toxic people, but I think she might have been the worst. So, like, not even like a week into the relationship, they caught her cheating on me. I think I still have the picture. That like her boyfriend had her arm like wrapped around her, just like this, and like they explained to me, like they were asking like, wait, I thought you broke up with your boyfriend. Why are you guys back together and like still with her? But kind of like passive aggressively doing it. I'm pretty sure. I wasn't there. I wasn't there. So I can't say for sure. But that picture sent daggers through my heart. I texted her the picture. I sent it to her. She started trying to explain herself, and then this should have been the first red flag. I can't remember exactly what she said because I deleted the texts when I'm a little petty when I break up with someone. I need to delete all the messages so I do not have like hurt feels if I look back. Hold on, my boyfriend just texted me. Um, so like, hmm, no, like I don't remember exactly what she said, but she said something because like I'm a rational person. I don't give in to like fears. I don't take people's shit. She said something that made me. That's all I remember. And um, I'm getting a headache. Let me put my glasses back on. I know I'm ugly with glasses, that's why I don't wear them. But like, it was hurting for a while. On the weekend, that week, I spent the night at her house. We were goofing around, everything was great, actually. She even like snuggled me. Second time I was there, it was one day after my birthday party, because she couldn't spend the night of my birthday party, so I was like, okay, whatever. It kind of hurt though. I had like so much anxiety. I was also on my period, so like you can imagine my panicking self, just like, but I had plans. I had it all planned out. I even like told her ahead of time, because she tends to forget to tell her parents if she didn't tell her parents right away. So, oh yeah, she didn't tell her parents right away. She would forget. So I told her to do that, and she's like, okay, I will. She didn't. So we had to do it the next night, which I got myself calmed down to the point where it's like, okay, calm down. I have anxiety. Shush. And then we had a good night that night too. I would say it could have been better. It started off good, then it kind of started to go down again, because she was on call with her brother that was in jail. She was kind of moody. She didn't want me to touch her, so I went to because I have anxiety. I had to calm myself in the bathroom so I could be there for her. I did that. After that, she was calm enough I could touch her. I kissed her that night. My biggest regret. Fast forward later, it's Thanksgiving. She was being depressed. I was trying to be there for her, and I have really bad anxiety due to trauma and people not responding and abandonment issues. So when people don't respond for hours on end, I kind of freak out a bit. But I had I'll tell you, I had reason this time, because she was being super depressed, not responding. I knew she was reading my texts because we play Roblox. She was online on Roblox. She was online on Discord. She was online on Battle.net. She was online on Steam. I feel like she enjoyed watching me panic like that. I didn't. It hurt. It sounds like it could be a cute thing, but it's not a flustered thing. Oh, you're so flustered because I did this and this. No, it was a legitimate anxiety attack for Thanksgiving. Then sometime later, we had a sleepover. Wait, no. I got her $60 or $70 shoes out of $100 that I earned. That had a skull imprint on it because she was obsessed with skulls. I was like, oh, this would be a cute thing. Yeah, no. And then we had a sleepover shortly after that. This sleepover was a little more distant, a little more cold. I think her cousin was there, actually. Yeah, her cousin was definitely there. She refused to hug me. For some reason, she didn't even want to touch me. I knew she was still cheating on me and stuff, but at this point, I feel like she was just losing interest in me. But that was also, like, the same night she told me, like, "Why does it feel like I'm dating you and not my boyfriend?" And I'm like, "Because you are dating me." She's like, "Yeah, but you know what I mean." Uh, this was, like, she was a little more cold towards me. She would hug everyone else, not me. She wouldn't say, "I love you." She I don't know. Then, like, we watched Deadpool 1 and 2, like, 3 times just because, I don't know, we were weird. And we watched Child's Play. Uh, my feet were cold. She did this cute thing where she would, like, put my feet in her sweater. This time she put it on her boobs, which I was just like, so like, it was like, because of that, I was like, she has to still like me. Or, like, I don't know what that could have been if she doesn't like me. And that night, I tried to snuggle her in her sleep like I usually do. We like fall asleep hugging each other. It was so cute. But she didn't want to do that. And then like we woke up in the middle of the night, got some food. She made like her mom made burritos and she like took all of it. Like I will admit I had some stomach issues going on where I couldn't really eat well then. I still kind of do. But she ate all of it, so there's nothing for me. I was kind of just like, I was trying to stay calm. Like, I was trying to ignore how rude that was for, like, have your girlfriend over as a guest and do that. So I just got some pancakes instead. That was cool. Everything was cool. I was supposed to go home that night. But, like, hold on, my boyfriend's texting me. But, like, at the same time, I just, like, was like, you know what, I'm just gonna beg my mom to stay. Maybe she'll be a little more closer to this night. I will admit she was. But then also at the same time, every time I tried to talk to her, she was playing World of Warcraft. She wouldn't listen to me. I think at one point I was sitting there with just like my shirt off, hoping like her bisexualness, my gayness would just like, she would be like, ooh, okay, let me hug on you. Kind of cuteness. Like, it wasn't necessarily sexual. It was just like sexual meets wholesome. I don't know. But she didn't. Um, so spent the next 3 nights at her house. She she didn't talk much to me, so I was just on my phone the whole time. And I would text her through Discord because like she didn't want to talk to me. So I think this is the last night I spent the night at her house. I tried to kill myself the previous night before that. Because the stress of my cousin staying with me, she is out now, thank God. Hold on, I need to send the link to my boyfriend. We'll see. Okay, there we go. But like, I just realized how awkward it's gonna be for him to watch this, and I'm talking about my ex. But whatever, it's just a vent. Um, but she was like, why aren't you talking? Like, we got into a couple fights previously, and I was feeling really down and depressed. I tried to kill myself that night, and I almost did. I almost got away with it, but my best friend texted my mom telling me what was going on, telling her what was going on. And then because of that, because she was still human, she still cared. I just don't think she necessarily liked me anymore like that. So she told me to come over to her house. I did. We went on a walk. She made me talk about it and why. So that happened. We went to her house. I was still quiet. She was like, she's like, why aren't you talking to me? Why are you so depressed? And then her mom tried to comfort me and say what was wrong. And I just said I didn't want to talk about it because she also lied to her parents saying we weren't dating, but she lied to me saying we are dating. Like, no, I messed that up. She lied to her parents saying we aren't dating, we're just best friends. But then she lied to me saying she did tell her parents. I found that out like later on. So I was just being really quiet because I knew like every time I tried to talk, she wouldn't put into effort to carry on the conversation. I would just get half-ass responses. A couple weeks later, she asks me to come to her house. I say I can't for a while. I'm grounded. That was a little bit of a fib. I just didn't really want to go at that point. And then she said, I need to talk to you, it's serious. And I was like, oh my God, my anxiety was everywhere. I was like, what do you mean you need to talk to me? Are you gonna break up with me? Question mark. She said you should be scared, and it is that. I just rather do it in person. And I begged her to stay with me for some reason, and she did. I slept on it, and I broke up with her the next day. I didn't want to force her into anything. And yeah, that's why I have trust issues. Are part of the reason. So thank you for watching me vent about the reason why I have trust issues.